So, Luis, on YouTube, how do you vet your renters? I mean,
Mm,
I guess,
good
yeah.
question.
What are you looking for when you're
This,
accepting a
a
booking?
guest. This is a really good question because vetting your guests
Hmm.
is a very important topic because a lot of folks get this wrong, and a lot of folks allow people in their property that should not be in their property, and it causes riffraff and they cause trouble, and now you have issues with either your landlord or your apartment complex. For one thing, we ask very qualifying questions. Well, I'll even take a step back before that. We don't have instant. See, one of the things that Airbnb does, they incentivize you for having instant booking on, for people being able to book with you instantly. We don't put that on for our bigger units. Our bigger units because they are more prone to, they are bigger targets, essentially, for the riffraff and the parties.
For the parties, yeah.
For the parties, exactly. So, but we don't have it on. So when people, you have to request to book and we have to approve your reservation.
Mm-hmm.
Once you send a request to book, we're asking all the qualifying questions. And I'll tell you a couple of them right now. Why are you here? Like, they have to tell you a reason. Matter of fact, it's the booking call, like the call to action before you book is to tell us why you're booking with us. So they have to tell us why. They have to tell us why they're booking with us. They have to let us know, will there be any additional visitors outside of the people on the reservation? It's very important. I'm not saying that will there be any other people staying low. Will there be any visitors outside of the people on the reservation? Have you read the house rules, and can you please confirm that you agree with the house rules, right? These are things that you want. These are qualified. You want to make sure you ask these questions. Another thing that we don't do, you have to have a really good reason to be a local folk, to be local and want to book with us. You have to have a really good reason. Now, Houston's massive and everything's inside the city though, like the Med Center, downtown, Midtown. So sometimes a lot of folks that live in the suburbs, they may want to just be closer to town because they may have a family member that's in a medical center that's going through something and they want to be closer to town, or maybe they want to be in town for the weekend because they have something going on downtown. You have to have a really good reason. And we ask, but we literally, like, most of the people that want to book with us, if they're local, we don't accept them.
Got it.
You got to look into that.
Do you guys, I mean, what are the rules? Like, could you put cameras when these are your properties?
Good question. So you can't have a camera wherever you want. You can put a camera wherever you want. You just have to state it on your listing exactly where it is. So we only put cameras in the exterior of our properties. And you want cameras at the exterior entry points of your properties because you want to make sure that you're managing the influx of people, the traffic coming into your property. Sometimes somebody might say, oh, it's two of us coming to stay. And then you see 15 people walking into your property. Like, you want to be aware of that. You know what I mean? Another thing that you want to make sure that you do, check out a noise monitoring device. The two that I recommend are the Minute, MINUT, or Noise Aware. These are two top companies that do this. I'm actually going to have one of them come to my event that's going to be in Houston in June. But this is a device that you put at your property and you set the noise level, right? And as soon as the noise level in the property goes above that normal kind of talking noise level, you get alerted to your phone and say, hey, it's a party level noise going on right here at the property. Yeah. This gives you a chance to make sure you get ahead of it, or at least get to it, address it as fast as possible. So make sure that you have noise monitoring system at your properties. Again, cameras, very important, on the exterior. Now, is there any case where I will be okay with a camera inside your property? Again, I don't recommend putting any cameras inside your Airbnbs. I don't recommend doing it, but if you want to do it, but just state it on your listing exactly where it is, because if you don't, then you get in a lot of trouble. But the only situation where I would allow cameras inside is if you are renting the property out, not the entire space, but per room, because you can do it, the entire space, you can do per room as well. Now, say you have a 3-bedroom.
That's how it started.
Exactly. That's how it started. That's exactly how it started, actually. Yeah. And say you have a 3-bedroom property and you rent it out per room. And so you have a different guest in each room. Then it may be a good idea to have a camera in the common area, like the living room or the kitchen area, because they're all sharing it. And if something happens and they're all going to deny it. Something breaks or something, they're all going to deny it. So that way you have actual footage of what actually took place. So yeah.
I had a friend, I want to say she had like a thermal sensor. Right. She can track how many bodies are in the house.
Yes. Right. That's out there too.
Yeah.
You can definitely get one of those too. We like the noise monitoring though.
No, the noise monitoring, that's pretty smart.